Am I the asshole for hiring a cleaning service and paying for it out of my wife's budget? I don't know. Let's find out. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. How does she have a budget? Anyways, we have two children, 10 and 12. I pay all the bills, put money aside for the kids' education, emergency savings, vacations, retirement, etc. Then whatever is left, I split 50-50 with my wife. Good for you, man. Recently, she has decided that I do not do enough around the house. She wants me to start doing more chores. I asked if we were going to split up all the chores again. Your wife is a stay-at-home mom. You give her half of your money after the bills and everything else is paid? And then she's saying, oh man, she sucks. Two sentences in, I don't really like your wife, man. I asked if we were going to split up all the chores again. What I mean is the kids have their chores, she has hers, and I have mine. So if she wants me to do more, I want mine redistributed as well. I think she can mow the lawn and do the yard work and house maintenance. Yeah, you're sending her ass outside. She's not gonna like that deal. I can tell you right now. I've seen these stories time and time again. If the stay-at-home mom is talking about like, the workload, she's not about to start mowing the lawn. She's not about to trade like, oh, I'm tired of cleaning up the inside of the house. I guess can we trade? You mow the lawn, even though you have to mow the lawn. What, well, I guess it depends on where you live. In Florida, you have to mow the lawn like every other day, seems like. But this is not what she wants. She wants me to take on more of the chores we agreed would be hers, on top of earning all the money and all the chores I currently have. Can't be a real story here. Did you just make this account today? June 24th? This is a bait story. I love these am I the asshole stories where it's like, hey, I hired a cleaning service because it doesn't feel real. Like, why are you asking me if you're the asshole here? Like, what is your wife doing at home? Either this is a fake story or your wife gaslights you so much that in this particular situation where you give her half of your money after you pay the bills and you give money for, you put money aside for savings and whatever for kids. After all that money, you keep half of that and then you give the other half to your wife, and then she's a stay-at-home mom and then she's complaining about the chores. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm very lenient towards the stay-at-home moms because I feel like, raising a kid isn't as simple as some people think. However, some of y'all get a little too greedy. Some of y'all get way too greedy. Some people would say a lot of you get way too greedy, but I'm going to assume that the craziest stories, it's kind of like Drake fans, where it's like, I see the crazy ones online, but the vast majority are probably just like functioning and living normal lives. Like most stay-at-home moms in this situation are just like, they're doing chores. Like the husband, he mows the lawn, he takes out the trash, the men jobs. But 50-50, I don't know, man. That's I asked her what she wanted me to do. She gave me a list. I hired a cleaning service and paid for it out of our budget before splitting the fund money. Now she says that I'm an asshole and being financially abusive. I think it's a fair compromise. I think your wife is insane. A compromise is an agreement made between both sides. From the description, it sounds like you did this unilaterally and are now dealing with the fallout. Everyone sucks here because even if her request was unreasonable, relationships don't survive unilateral decision-making and failures to communicate. I mean, I would agree with that if she didn't, if he didn't throw out, are we going to split the chores this way? And then she went, no, we're going to split them the way I want. Like, it was obvious that she didn't want the chore list to be distributed the way he wanted it to be distributed. She wanted it that way. So she forced him to do these other chores that he didn't technically want to do. So he hired a person to clean the house with his own money. I don't know. Unilateral, like deciding he doesn't do enough when she is his third child. She came to him to talk about feeling that way. They had a conversation. She didn't wake up and hand him a list of chores that she now expects him to do. That sounds like that's what she did. I'm worried about so many Redditors. Like, words mean things. She didn't make any unilateral decisions here, even if it's valid to criticize what she did do. She unilaterally decreased her chores and increased his without even considering the kids' chores. She did have a right in the decision. She does, but I don't know. It sounds like she got told she wanted to do one thing. He said, I don't want to do it that way. And now you're like, oh, that's not enough. She did have a right in the decision. There was a conversation, but he ended the conversation and decided to not include her in the decision that would affect her. Like, he said no to her decision, and you're like, well, You have a problem with him saying no to her decision? She brought up some changes she wanted. He didn't like the changes. So then she gave him a list and he said, well, I'm going to go about it and do it my way. And she's mad. I don't know, man. I don't like her. I don't like your wife. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And I would love to read controversial to find more people that agree with me, because apparently the hot take is disagree. I thought that was what he did. The chores are hers. So if they are done, she needs to pay for them. Oh, he's saying like, whatever. I would not do that. That would be unfair. Not the asshole get a divorce. She is using you. I'm going to get crucified by the Reddit community for my opinion of this. Everyone sucks here. You, because instead of healthy communication and problem solving with your partner, you chose to be petty and make a unilateral financial decision for the family and a blatant power move. Where else did you... It's kind of funny in a petty revenge kind of way. I'm going to be honest with you. You control the budget, period. It kind of just sounds like... I'm going to be real with you. I can't get over the fact that this top comment... What exactly is your wife doing all week? Silversmithing, pottery, learning Greek? What? What does your wife do all day? She takes a lot of classes. Sounds exactly like my deadbeat ex-husband. So she has hobbies. I'm not criticizing you for supporting her, but these kinds of classes are luxuries that she can afford to do because of your support. I think it's rather ridiculous to ask you to do more tasks when she, in essence, can arrange her time as she wishes. I mean, yeah, these are hobbies. Silversmithing, pottery. I mean, she's being busy, but also, like, she's, cut out one class. Keeping up with the Kardashians? I doubt that. Let me read this top comment again. I really got to reevaluate this one, man. Something about the way you came out, like... It said everyone sucks here. So I can handle that. I can handle everyone sucks here. But that's really just agree to disagree. That's us being like, there's a little bit of asshole here on one side. But I mean, I'm going to be straight up with you. I don't like his wife. I really don't. She seems like a bum. And don't even come at me with any... What story did we just read? One about internalized misogyny? Don't come at me about that, because y'all love when I call men bums. I've seen some of you already. Some of you newer people talk like, oh, you love when I'm just railing on a dude for being an absolute bum. But when I do like a little... Because traditionally, I'm way more harsh towards the dudes. But I don't know, man. Your wife sounds like a bum. Oh, but she is the mother of your kids. Communication and mutual decisions. This whole unilateral thing is very funny to me, because it really is just, she offered a change in the chores. He didn't like it. And then so like they didn't communicate after that. Like it seems like she just gave him a list. He didn't agree to the list, but she gave him the list anyways, which is why he hired somebody to clean. She did unilaterally make decisions, though, and literally did hand him a list. He said, had she said, hey, I know I should be handling all the housework, but I'm feeling overwhelmed and want to get a job, and you take on some more chores, that's one thing. But instead, she just said, you need to do my chores. He asked her what she wanted to do. She didn't just give him a list and say, this is what's happening now. And when he said about renegotiating his chores as well, she shut down the conversation. Yeah, this is what I'm confused about. It doesn't say she shut anything down. You're just adding stuff in to suit your POV. Huh? I don't think he should take on more chores, to be fair, but that doesn't mean he should make fight. Oh my God, shut up. It doesn't say she shut anything down. It says, I mean, in the story, he's like, what about yard work? She said no to yard work. Okay, so she offered a list of chores. He didn't feel like cleaning the house, so he hired a cleaner. That's one of the things that you can do when you have money. Now, granted, if he's taking money from you and you guys are kind of already, like, you can't eat, you know what I mean? You can't go to the grocery store or whatever it is, that would be a problem. But you're over here taking pottery classes and learning Greek. So you guys obviously have extra money. It's not like, oh, I won't be able to take one of my pottery classes this week because the house had to get cleaned. It's like, I don't know, man. She sounds like a spoiled brat. How do you communicate with someone who refuses to acknowledge anything but what they want? I can't believe this has 11 million. It's wild that the shitty comment has so many upvotes. She's a stay-at-home mom So what is she doing all day? He has work and chores. So exactly what do you think OP could have done? He could have told her about his proposed solution in advance and dealt with the resulting pushback before hiring the service. That way, he and his wife could. But it's his money. I'm gonna be real with you. It's his money. This person makes a good point. His fund money gets reduced because of this as well, because he paid for it and then that money was split, as he commented earlier. So he also took a reduce in the overall money. She sounds lazy. I mean, genuinely, it sounds like she wanted a reduction in the chores. He said, "Why don't we split it up this way? It would be less for you, but you'd be mowing the lawn." She said she didn't want to do that. So he said, "Fine." She handed her a list of what he wanted him to do, and he used his own money, because she's a stay-at-home mom that doesn't earn any money. He used his own money to pay for a cleaner, and that got taken out of the money before you get to the fund money, and they split the 50-50. So they both took a loss because of that. I don't know, man. Watching TikToks about how horrible and lazy men are. Reading some of these comments, it almost feels like this post is meant to be bait to make men mad at women and women mad at men. I find these psyop posts on Reddit all the time. You won't fool me, man. Okay? There are plenty of stay-at-home moms and husbands that are hard workers that get shit done. Your wife is not one of them. She's too busy taking pottery classes and then complaining about how the house isn't clean when she's taking pottery classes. She's got 2 kids. She's just out taking pottery classes instead of fucking cleaning. I'm telling you right now, I put on music. I can put out just an album that's like an hour and 30 minutes. I can get most of this house cleaned up. Now, granted, we don't hoard, We've got, everything has a spot. And that's kind of how you got to have it. But I can go through, I can vacuum, I can clean the bathrooms, I can sweep and mop the floor, I can make sure the dishwasher's running, or I can empty the dishwasher and fill it up again. I can dust real quick. I can, wash some clothes. Washing clothes is easy, bro. I can do that. I could do all that right now over the course of like an hour and 30 minutes. This house would look great. And then all I got to do, and it's especially easy if you're a stay-at-home mom, I would think, because you're always at the home. You're at the house a lot. All you got to do is do minor things. Like we never have to deep clean here. Do you know why we never have to deep clean here? That's because every single day, I contribute something. Like I'll vacuum, I'll clean the litter boxes, and I'll do the dishes. Like I'll unload and load the dishwasher. I do that every day. There's certain things I don't have to worry about. Right? If I'm vacuuming, I don't have to worry about a lot of dust buildup on the floors. There's less dust in general. And then once a week, the bathrooms, because they're the bathrooms, make sure I wipe off the counter in the kitchen once a week, mop in the kitchen and the bathrooms. That's it. It's just, I don't know, man. Y'all are home all the time. When the house gets dirty here, it's because I'm being lazy. And this is with me with a job. It's not that fucking hard, man. It's a little harder when you got 2 kids, but if they're at school, you're out here taking pottery classes. It's not that hard, man. Skip 1 pottery class, you probably get a good majority of the cleaning done. You're not going to get that super deep cleaning where you scrub the gunk that's built up in the shower for like years, but you can do a quick little, you could do a quick scrub of the shower, the toilet, the sinks, and blah, blah, blah. 1 bathroom's clean. Even if that's all you did for the day, that's 1 bathroom that's clean. And then maybe stop in, and just do a quick wipe down of the counters and stuff. Maybe spray the shower or something. Like, how is it so hard for people to just fucking clean? It shouldn't be this hard, man. And he's paying somebody now. But, I mean, he's working. He's working. I don't know. I find it very hard for me to hate the senior attorney here. But I don't know. It's a brand new account. This is probably a psyop to get me to hate women.